G'day and welcome back to the lounge. My name is Laura, and today, for my second video, I will be doing a review on Maze Runner: The Death Cure. This will be spoiler free, so don't worry if you haven't seen it. I'm not that mean. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. So I'll just start off with some basic info. So it's the third installment in the movie series of like the Maze Runner. If you haven't read the books, I definitely recommend because like they are amazing. They're my favorite ever book series. They're a little different to the movies, which, you know, obviously they can't be the exact same, otherwise it just gets boring. So yeah, but I definitely recommend reading them. So I have a list of pros and cons because it was the easiest way for me to do the review. Okay. So, first pro is that had a really good opening scene. Dylan O'Brien and the rest of the cast during that scene did a phenomenal job at creating the mood and setting up the entire movie. It stuck with certain similarities to the book as well, which I was very happy about. Now, only fans, like hardcore fans of the series, will understand this next one, but Newt miss. Thomas Brodie Sangster's acting and portrayal of Newt's character left me speechless. Hong Lee did a great job at showing Mino's struggle while being held at Wicked HQ, and his character's storyline, despite it being entirely different from the books, was also well done. Kaya Scodelario impressed me a lot with Teresa's character, like a lot. Like, the writers also did well with her character, for this film anyway. The way they did, like, for example, like, the lines, her plot, the way she was in Wicked, and then, yeah. You need to watch all the movies if you haven't seen them, because it's really hard for me to explain it, because I don't want to give any spoilers away. So, yeah. With Teresa, James Dashner, the author of the books, had written her a certain way, and I found quite a few similarities in the movie, which was good. Now on to my next one. The rest of the cast, so like Dexter Darden, who plays Frypan, Rosa Salazar, who plays Brenda, Giancarlo, who plays Jorge, Aidan Gillen, who plays Jansen, and Patricia Clarkson, who plays Ava Page, along with the rest of the supporting cast, all gave their best performances by far. Rose's portrayal of Brenda especially caught my full, in capital letters, full attention in this one. She had so much more of a role compared to the Scorched Trials, which I was very happy about because in the Scorched Trials book, her and Thomas had more of a role together after they got separated from the other one, which again, you need to read the books, otherwise this is just a bunch of spoilers, and I don't want to do that. So, yeah, so I was glad to see that she got more of a role in this one, because in saying that in the movie she didn't. Same with the first one, obviously, because we didn't know Brenda was in the first one. Yeah, so I was pretty happy with the way it turned out. Although the movie was emotional as it was filled with enough action, adventure, occasional comedic timing, and a few other little things to make up for all the crying I did. After both times of watching it, I was left 100% speechless and literally had nothing to say about it. And that's not a bad thing, that's a pro. And lastly, Dylan O'Brien's amazing recovery after his accident. If you don't know, back in like March 2016, when they were filming The Death Cure, like they only just started, Dylan O'Brien had a really bad accident on set. It was in like a stunt, and it was like on the cars. So, and when I found out about it, I was like really upset. I was really upset, and like I was so worried. But then last year in like May, there. Can you pause it, please?
You can redo the segment.
Yeah, so Dylan I was glad to see his amazing recovery and the way he did the role, like, absolutely amazing. Like, I mean, I knew he was a great actor, but after watching The Death Cure, my expectations of his, like, movies, I'm just like, yep, I'm gonna go watch it now. Like, I don't even have any expectations because I know he's gonna do a 110% job. Oh, forget 110%, 200. Okay, now onto my cons list, because you have to have a pros and cons list, otherwise it's just, you know, no point in doing a review, right? Okay, so my first one is too emotional, just like the book was, lol. Thomas and Brenda not getting together like I wanted them to. Rip. What can you do though, right? Like, some ships just don't work out the way you wanted them to.
Like the Titanic.
Shut up. Okay. Jansen's character annoyed the crap out of me, as usual, but, you know, it's meant to be that way. So, I mean, he's the bad guy, so. My fourth con was finding a list of cons to complete my cons list because the movie was bloody fantastic. Yes, I wrote that down. Everything I'm reading is written down. And I wrote, you know, exactly that. So, finding a list of cons was very, very hard. As I said before, another part, this was also a con, was watching. It was really hard to see Dylan in the opening scene because it was where his accident happened. But, you know, he's had an amazing recovery, so yeah. And finally, my last one is having a sore hand after writing all of this down, lol. Yeah. Okay, now I'm just going to say some of my favorite moments from the movie. Yeah, so Dylan and Thomas Rhys Sangster, aka Newt Miss. The cast acting and portrayal of the characters and plot. I love watching all the interviews and seeing all the pictures of the cast, which is also a pro. But, yeah, it was honestly just as good as the book. And, yeah. Oh, pardon me.
Jesus.
Okay. Seeing it the second time made me take more notice of all the little things and the important stuff that I missed the first time, which I can't give an example, otherwise it will spoil the majority of the movie, because, yeah, it's really hard when it's a spoiler-free. I wish everyone had just seen the movie. Yeah, okay. But I will say there was one scene that I did enjoy, like, really enjoy. There was a scene which wasn't in the book. It was a bus scene with Brenda, Frypan, and the kids that they rescued from Wicked. It was like, Frypan had it on, like, a crane, and Brenda was, like, trying to hold it up, but it was, like, upwards, and the kids were, like, screaming and stuff. It's a pretty good scene. That's not a spoiler, that's just a scene I enjoyed. Also, another con was not getting a collector's cut, because they were really bad. Now, I'm one of those people that goes to the cinema and looks for a collector's cup, so, like, they come with cups in a popcorn box. I don't eat the popcorn, but I like the cup. Shocker, right? I don't know. But yeah, so I was really disappointed. It was just a really plasticky fake cup, whereas normally you get, like, actual cups. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's it for today's video. There's a lot of distractions while I was reading this because I have 2 boys in my room right now, and they're looking at memes. It's really frustrating. So, it's really hard to read this and not laugh. But, anyway. Yeah, there's one of them. You already know Tane, but my other friend's here, because we went out to lunch today, so. Stop! What did you show me? No, don't!
Play it.
See, this is annoying. This is what I have to deal with, everyone.
This will make good quality content.
So that's all for this week's video. I swear to God, Jack. Okay. That's all for this week's video, and I'll see you guys next week in the lounge. Bye! Okay, Okay, so...